Welcome back. This is Sharina with Sharina Shack Scraps, and this is the 5th mini album in my Noteworthy series, and this is called the Pickpocket Mini Album. There are 5 square pages, and it is accordion style fold up, and this album here is the traditional version. It's made using papers from the Storytellers Club, which is a local company here. Let me take you on a tour through it, and I have it closed or held closed with a little clasp with a ribbon on it. Okay, and this is a 5 spread, so it's kind of long. I'll show you kind of as I open it, and I know I can't get it all on the screen, so here we go. Here's page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's go back to 1. So right here we have a large pocket, side loading pocket, and a small one. Here is a top loading pocket. You could even add a CD in the top of this one. I'm going to pull that out because I have a hard time getting it in. In this one, these are the triple pocket. This is the triple pocket here. And there's a pocket right here and a pocket right here. And then this is a corner pocket. There's a load right there. And I've left all these open so I can add photos later. And then here's the short pocket, which you can add more things to. Alright, that is what we are going to be making today. And as you can see, it folds up accordion style. Alright, put it together, hold it together with a little clip or clasp or something. Cute little mini. It's not a very thick mini album either. This would be a good one to hold another CD if you want to do something like that. Alright, let's get started. One thing I want to make sure of is I want you to label your papers because it will make it easier to put this together as I explain it. So, first of all, we're going to start with 3 pieces of paper that measure 5.5 by 11. This album takes, I believe it's 4 12 by 12 pieces of paper or 5 8.5 by 11 pieces of cardstock, whichever way you prefer. But first, we need 3 pieces that are 8.5 by 11 inches, and then we're going to score them all at 5.5. You see that? Okay, and then we're going to label them. The first one, we're going to leave blank. We're not going to cut or do anything to it, and it's labeled 2A. The left side is 2A, the right side is 2B. Okay? With one of them, you're going to label the left side 1A. We're going to do nothing with it. And the right side, we're going to label it 1B. And I have cut a 1/2 inch circle punch out of this one. It might have been easier to do it after I adhere the paper, but either way, this one will be 2B. And there will be a 1/2 circle cut out of the top of 1B. This is 4. We didn't skip 3, don't worry about it. I'll get to 3 in a second. The left side is 4A, the right side is 4B. On the left side, on 4A side, I have measured 1/4 inch from the score line over, sorry, not 1/4, 1 3/4 inch from the score line in. And then from the bottom left corner here, I've measured 1 3/4 inch and made a mark. And then I've drawn that line. And here you can see I've already started to cut it, and I'll just finish cutting it off. Like that. Okay, that is our 4A piece. That's the diagonal pocket. Now, the 3 piece is just 3. It's just a 6 by 5.5 inch piece. And we're going to score this at 1/2 inch on one of the short sides so that when it folds under, it will be 5.5 inches. This is piece number 3. Now we need to cut 3 add-on pieces. Okay, this one I call add-on 1, and I'll explain where it goes later. It is 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and we're going to score this at 1.5 right here, so you can see that. I lost my light. The sun went down real early today. Number 2 add-on is 5.5 by 5.5, and we are scoring this one at 1 3/4 inches, so a little bit longer. And then our last add-on is 4 add-on, and it is 5.5 inches by 4 1/4 inches. That is all the pieces that you need to complete this album. Now, let me move them aside and let's get started. Alright, let's start with pieces 1A and B and pieces 2A and 2B. It's important to label these so you don't get them lost, okay? 2A, the left side, which is 2A, goes underneath 2B, just like that. I don't know if you can tell, but it makes that pocket right there, okay? And what I've done is flip this over, and I would use a wet glue for this usually because it dries and it doesn't end up sticking to other things. A wet glue with a thin line of adhesive, not a thick globby glue, because then it will get it in the space where your tags go. But for this purposes, I'm using score tape so you can see better as where the adhesive will go. Alright, and it will go on top of our 2A piece. Okay, let's see if I can get this on here. It's harder to put together when the sun goes down. Good grief. Okay, now, and we'll have to cut out that 1/2 inch piece out of our pattern paper here in a minute. Okay. Next, let's add our 3 piece. This is the number 3 piece. This 1/2 inch hinge here is going to go underneath the 2B piece, right there. Okay, so the 1/2 inch piece goes under 2B. Alright, just like that. And then our 4A, 4B piece, this one here, it goes on top of, the 4A side goes on top of the 3 side. So it's going to go right here. And where I've added the adhesive to this one is on the side, the bottom, and then just up on the one side, not across the top at all, to help hold in those tags that will stick in here a little bit later. Excuse me. All right, just like that. So now we have this big old long strip. We have 1A, 1B showing, 2B still is showing because 2B is underneath. 4A is showing and 4B is showing. All right, now let's put our add-ons on. We've got 1 add-on right here. We've scored this at 1.5 inches, and we're going to make a pocket. So I've added adhesive to the 2 short sides here. And I'm just going to peel those off. Now, one thing to note, before I stick down this, I'm going to want to add my pattern paper to it. And just for quick and ease, I am going to use this. The paper that I am using to construct this album is the Sassy Love Notes digital collection on my website. It's a super cute paper line. Alright, so I'd adhere my paper down. And I'm just using a snail or something just for this ease. Now I can assemble, now I can fold this down and make that pocket, right, like that. See that? Next, I'm going to add the other side of my pattern paper over here. And as you can see, I only need a little piece of this. Probably about, let's see, about 2.5 inches of this other paper here before I add down this pocket. Because these pockets don't have hinges like some of my albums do. Alright. Then, and this will go right on top of it, just like that. Now I'm going to add adhesive to this, the top, the bottom, and the right side, but on the back. So I'm just going to flip this down, and you can see where I've put that adhesive on there. Just just like that. Oh, we have a helicopter going by, what do you know? Alright, and we just line that up. Be sure when you do this to not put anything on your hinge so it will continue to bend. I put it just a scant distance away from it. And then of course you can add a piece that goes right there, and I'm going to add my little piece here that I've made digitally and then printed off. One thing to note also, when you have your stuff printed, make sure that it is printed on actual size. I forgot to tell the lady that, so this ended up being a little bit smaller than I wanted it to be. It'll be alright, I think it'll be fine, but it wasn't quite the size I wanted it to be, so. Alright. Now, on the 2B piece, it is just, I just add your pattern paper to it. Okay, and here I've added my digital ones with some of my photos. This was Valentine's Day last year. Alright, you know what, I'm going to add a little more adhesive. This one's easy, so you can just cover it with paper. Easy squeezy. And then you can take your tab punch and punch out that hole. Okay, but I'm going to do that a little bit later. I'm going to take the time to center it right now. And that might have been easier to do before I attached it. Sometimes you have to think about that. Okay, 2B has an add-on, and this is the 2 add-on. Okay, the 2 add-on piece. Well, my little sticky notes here. And we are doing the same thing. We're putting adhesive here and folding this up, and then we're putting the pocket down at the bottom. But before we do that, we need to add pattern paper to this back piece of our add-on first. And you only need about 2.5 inches of pattern paper. See how I'm leaving a gap here? Because it's going to cover up. So let's add adhesive to this. This hybrid mini album is actually available on my website as well. All you have to do is add your pictures to it and then have it printed. And you can do exactly what I'm doing, but with your own pictures. Okay. So there we have, I've added my piece of paper, and now I'm going to make my small bottom try pocket, just like that. Okay, and just because we're here, I'm going to add my pocket to the front of that little piece, because I can. All right. All right, now of course I need to add the paper that goes up here before I add this down. And as you can see, I don't have a whole lot of paper. I don't have to buy a ton of paper to do this. This piece is approximately 2 inches tall, or 2 inches in width. So we're doing basically the same thing we did with the first pocket, only we're doing it stacked vertically as opposed to horizontally. Alright, now that we have that piece down, I need adhesive on the 2 sides and the bottom of this piece that's on the back. So I can push that pocket down. Alright. Get this centered. And on the bottom. There we go. That is the triple pocket. I guess it's only a double pocket, huh? But I had 3 papers that got me all confused. Okay, this one is 4A. Number 3 piece is behind this one, just so you're following along here. Okay, with this one, this pocket is already made. And all I'm going to do is add a piece of paper, and as you can see, I didn't even cover the whole thing. This piece is approximately, let's see, 4.5, 4 1/4, 4.5 inches wide. Alright, 4 by, let's see, 4.5 tall. And all I'm going to do is slide it into here. This is another piece that you might want to adhere this background paper down before you glue your corner pocket on if you want it to come closer to the edge. Okay, just as another note, something to think about. And then of course I'm going to add here my corner piece that I have digitally done. But you can always add pattern paper and do a fun little punched edge on the corner, or perhaps you want to leave this right here a little bit longer by like a 1/2 inch and then fold it back and put brads in it, which is what I did in the other album. That would also be a really cute way to display your photos. Alright, there we go. Alright, now we're on to the last page, 4B. And 4B has an add-on, but it's a pretty easy add-on. This is your 5.5 by 4 1/4 piece, and all you do is glue it straight down. It just becomes a pocket. And so of course I've got adhesive on both the sides and the bottom. I can get the adhesive off. This is the 4 add-on piece. Alright, glue my pocket down. Oh, see, and I messed up because I wasn't thinking ahead. Before you glue your pocket down, oh, and I ran out of tape. Well, I'll do it with a glue stick and adhere it down in a minute. Alright, before I adhere that pocket down, I need to add my pattern paper and then add the pocket. So you learn things from me. What I'm messing up, don't mess up. And then of course we add our pattern paper or our image, whatever it is you're doing, to that pocket. And here is your completed album. And here are some extra dimensions for you, but you can always just measure and do as you want. Some of the tags in this album, and I'll show you as I put them in here. Okay, this tag here is 3.5 by 4 1/4 inches, and it goes right in there, fits in there just like that. So these are good sizes if you want to just follow these. This tag here goes in this pocket, and it is 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. That's what that will look like. This tag, after I have put the punch the hole out, I will attach my circle here, and then I will turn this over. See, it's white on the back. I will attach another punch circle to the back so you can't see the white, and then that will go in there. And this pocket is 4.5. Sorry, this tag is 4.5 by 4.5. And that's going to take some extra work for me. In this pocket, you can add just about any sizes you want. Here are some of the sizes that I have. 2 3/4 by 3 1/4, 3.5 by 2 1/4. That was this one. It's just a little journaling piece. 2.5 by 3 3/4. This one is for a picture. Maybe I'll slide it in here. And this one here measures 4 3/4 by 3 1/4, and it has room for a larger photo, but my photo was lengthwise, so I just added extra paper and made a journaling also. Alright, and then this pocket here has a larger tag in it, and it is 4.5 by 4 3/4. Wow, are you confused yet? Because I'm starting to get confused. And then this pocket here has room for a photo, and it is 4.5 by 4.5 inches, and they all slide in there nice and neat like this. Then of course I'll just fold my album up accordion style with this on the back, and add a cute little clip that I've already put a ribbon to, and your cute album is complete. This would be a really cute, fun way to add gift cards or have coupons for Valentine's Day. Anyway, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to tell you. Nope. Make sure you visit my website at www.sharinashack.com and visit my blog to see what I'm up to and what I'm doing and anything new that might be coming out at sharinashack.blogspot.com. Thanks, and we'll see you next month.